Hello. We often hear that we should not use plastic bottles, plastic food packaging materials, or have hot cup of tea, coffee in a plastic container. What if I tell you that tiny pieces of plastics are present in every drinking water, in bottled water, in seafood, in table salt, in the air inside our home, and even inside human blood, lungs, and placenta? Hello everyone, welcome to Clean Copper Talks. So, scientists have estimated that humans may ingest tens of thousands of microplastic particles every year. Some studies even suggest that a person may consume equivalent of a credit card worth of plastic every week. But what exactly are these particles? How do they enter our water supplies? What health risks do they possess? And most importantly, can we remove them? Today, in Clean Copper Talks, we will explore one of the most alarming emerging contaminants in 21st century, micro and nanoplastics. By the end of this video, you will understand what microplastics are, what are their sources in water and wastewater, their presence in our daily life, human health impacts, concentrations reported worldwide, and advanced remediation techniques. So stay till the last. Plastics do not simply disappear; instead, they gradually break down into smaller particles. Microplastics are generally defined as plastic particles smaller than 5 millimeters. Nanoplastics are particles smaller than 100 nanometers, although some researchers extend the definition up to 1000 nanometers. These particles may originate directly from manufacturing processes or form through the degradation. Microplastics are classified into two categories: primary microplastics and secondary microplastics. Primary microplastics consist of manufactured intentionally plastics such as microbeads in cosmetics, personal care products, industrial abrasives, synthetic fibers, and pharmaceutical applications. While secondary microplastics are those which are generated through degradation of larger particles, such as those produced by UV radiation, mechanical abrasion, weathering, temperature fluctuation, biological degradation, photooxidation, etc. Over time, plastic bottles, packaging material, fishing nets, and bags fragment into microscopic particles. So, what are the sources of microplastic in our daily life? Most people assume microplastics only occur in oceans. However, they are present almost everywhere. In drinking water, tap water, bottled water, groundwater, surface water. Household sources include synthetic clothing, carpets, furniture, packaging material, disposable containers, plastic cutting boards, tea bags, food wraps. Wastewater system include laundry wastewater, personal care products, industrial effluents, textile industries, tire wear particles, paint residues. Even in indoor, scientists have found microplastics suspended in indoor air. Synthetic textiles continuously shed fiber. Air conditioning systems may redistribute these particles. Vacuum cleaning and household activities resuspend them. Atmospheric concentrations reported in studies range from 0.0065 particles per cubic meter up to 1583 particles per cubic meter of air. Indoor exposure is now considered one of the most important human exposure pathways. So, occurrence of microplastics in water and wastewater. Microplastics have been detected in nearly all aquatic environments such as rivers. Thousands of particles per cubic meter have been detected. Lakes, hundreds to millions of particles have been detected. Groundwater, increasing evidence suggests contamination through landfill leachate, wastewater infiltration, and agricultural runoff. Wastewater treatment plants. Wastewater treatment plants act as both sink and sources. Many treatment plants remove more than 90% of larger microplastics. However, nanoplastics can escape conventional treatment process. Wastewater sludge often accumulates large quantities. Studies have reported concentrations in sludge reaching approximately 22,700 plus minus 12,100 particles per kilogram dry weight. Agricultural soil application of biosolid introduces plastics into farmland. Reported concentration ranges between 7,100 to 42,900 particles per kilogram. Bottled water. Some studies have identified thousands of particles per liter. Reported values vary considerably depending on analytical methods. Concentrations around world reported are 2600 to 2800 particles per liter. This has been observed in certain bottled water sample. Microplastics found inside humans. Perhaps the most disturbing finding in their detection inside the human body. Scientists have detected microplastic in human blood, lungs, placenta, breast milk, feces, liver tissues, kidneys, cardiovascular tissues. Exposure occur mainly through three pathways: ingestion, such as seafood, salt, honey, bottled water, drinking water, food packaging material; inhalation, indoor air, synthetic fibers, dust, vehicle emission, tire particles; dermal exposure, less significant but still possible, particularly through cosmetic and personal care products. Nanoplastics are especially concerning because they are extremely small in size. They may cross biological boundaries, enter cells, reach organs, interact with proteins, generate oxidative stress. Health effects of microplastics. Scientists are still investigating long-term impacts. However, the growing evidence indicates several risks. Oxidative stress. Microplastics stimulate excessive reactive oxygen species. This damages cellular components, proteins, lipids, and DNA. Inflammation. Persistent exposure can trigger chronic inflammatory responses, particularly in lung tissues. Endocrine disruption. Many plastics contain additives such as bisphenol A, phthalates, plasticizers, flame retardants. These chemicals interfere with hormones. Reproductive toxicity. Studies suggest impacts on sperm quality, ovarian function, embryonic development, hormonal regulation. Respiratory effects. Inhaled particles may deposit within lungs. Potential consequences include asthma, fibrosis, pulmonary inflammation, reduced lung function. Neurological effects. Emerging evidence indicates possible impacts on neurons, brain signaling, immune responses. Carriers of toxic chemicals. Microplastics behave like sponges. They absorb contaminants, heavy metals, PFAS, pesticides, PAHs, pharmaceutical compounds, antibiotics, persistent organic pollutants. They transport these chemicals through food chain. So why nanoplastics are more dangerous? Nanoplastics are much smaller, often below 100 nanometers. This provides large surface area, greater reactivity, higher mobility, enhanced cellular penetration, greater bioavailability. They can penetrate biological membranes, potentially accumulate inside tissues, and exhibit stronger toxic effects compared to larger particles. How can we remove microplastics? Fortunately, researchers are developing promising technologies such as conventional treatment, coagulation, sedimentation, rapid sand filtration, dissolved air flotation; membrane technologies such as microfiltration, ultrafiltration, nanofiltration, reverse osmosis. Reverse osmosis systems can remove a significant fraction of microplastics. Advanced oxidation process, ozone, UV H2O2 photocatalysis, persulfate oxidation. This process can fragment plastics. However, complete mineralization remains challenging. Biodegradation. Researchers have identified bacteria, fungi, algae, enzymes, wax forms capable of degrading plastics. Photooxidation: sunlight initiates polymer aging, generates radicals, changes surface properties, increases fragmentation, may facilitate further biodegradation. Prevention: the best strategy remains source reduction. Reduce single-use plastic, improve recycling, promote circular economy, develop biodegradable material, improve waste collection, ban unnecessary microbeads. Further research directions. Several important questions remains unanswered. How much plastic do humans actually ingest? What is the safe exposure threshold? Can nanoplastics cross the blood-brain barrier? Do they contribute to chronic diseases? How effective are wastewater treatment systems? Can photocatalytic technologies mineralize plastics completely? These questions are now becoming major research priorities worldwide. Microplastics and nanoplastics have become one of the most pervasive pollutants on Earth. They have been detected in water, soil, air, food, wastewater, and even inside the human body. Although much remains unknown, evidence suggests potential risks to ecosystem and public health. Reducing plastic consumption, improving waste management, advancing treatment technologies, and promoting sustainable materials will be critical for protecting future generations because plastic pollution crisis is no longer only about oceans. It is now a human health issue. Thank you for watching Clean Copper Talks. If you found this video informative, please like, subscribe, and let me know in comments. Do you think microplastics will become the PFAS of the next decade? See you next video. Till then, tata, bye bye, take care.